Alright, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today. So boxing gets some more good news. We're having a great year this year. 2023 has been fabulous, and this is an interesting fight. Came out of nowhere, really. Like, we were surprised by this one. Many of us thought it was going to be Jermell Charlo. I did question whether he was going to be ready, if at all. Do you know what I mean? I didn't necessarily think he would be the front runner, but I didn't think Jermell would pop in there and grab it. But nonetheless, intriguing fight, intriguing matchup. Let's talk about it.
Boxing.
On edge.
Alright, shout out to all the subscribers. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I really appreciate it. Big up to anybody new locked in. So let's talk about this fight, because it is interesting. It's going to be, well, it's billed as, you know, the battle of the Undisputeds. Obviously, Jermell Charlo is the undisputed champ at 154 pounds junior middleweight. Then you have Canelo Alvarez, the champ, at 168. The undisputed champ, excuse me, at 168 pounds. This is the first time this has happened in a four-belt era. So another historic event, battle this year in boxing. And it is an intriguing fight. Jermell Charlo is coming into his own right now. You know, he came off a very good win against Canelo, although a lot of people did think he might have lost the first one. I didn't really score it, to be honest with you, but we'll get into more about how that fight pertains into this fight a bit later. But you know, he's going to be a good test for Canelo. I think, you know, his lateral movement, and I'll talk about that in more depth, because he trains with Johan Guzman, who he brought in to help with the Canelo game plan. And Guzman, who actually I see on a weekly basis at Gleason's gym here in New York, so I see how all the footwork drills work, and I see how he drills his clients. And I was chatting to him the other day, and I'm going to try to get an interview with him soon. If I see him next, and hopefully if he's not too busy, I'll try and get him. I wonder if he'll be in camp for this, because some of the videos he was posting about how they would neutralize Castaño's lateral movement was very interesting. And Canelo, I'm not comparing him to Castaño at all, but Canelo, if there is a space where you can get him laterally, he's not the greatest. You know, it's not a strong point at all. And Jermell Charlo's got a fabulous jab. Derek James, obviously a really good trainer. They really drill home the jab down there in Texas. They'll have a very good game plan, and Jermell has got good IQ. He's got a pretty good beard on him as well. Although Castaño did clip him in, I think it was the first fight, he got caught with a really good hard left hook, and he got shook by it a little bit. But he took it well nonetheless. But if Canelo catches him with a shot like that at 168, you have to wonder, don't you? Because, you know, 2 weight classes jumping up is a lot. And Jermell Charlo, pretty much, he did fight at welterweight for the first few years of his career, but then has been at 154 for the rest of it. But then going up to 168 against Canelo, who has been at 168 now for a few years. I don't know exactly how many, maybe 4, something like that. He's built into his body. Jermell, when you go up in weights, you want to get adjusted to the weight. You know, so, well, yeah, it takes time. Build into the weight and let your body sort of naturally grow into it. But he's not going to have the luxury to do that. And maybe going up too high and too fast might slow him down. So he's going to have the advantages with speed, and they're going to have to capitalize on that, I think. Maybe I'll do a video closer to the time on my thoughts where I can watch a bit more tape, because I honestly didn't watch the Canelo Ryder fight. I wasn't really that into it anyway, but I had an old friend, she popped up in town, and I had to just go and honestly put the boxing on pause for the night and just, you know, meet up with an old friend. But I'll catch that Canelo fight. I was curious to see how he looked in that. I saw the highlights, but I'll do a video closer to the time once I've done a bit more film study, essentially. But nonetheless, I think it's a great fight for boxing. I really do. It's another one on the calendar that I'll be looking forward to. And, you know, I said last year, I was like, we are going to, maybe at the beginning of this year, I was like, we're going to have some really good fights this year. I just had a really good I don't know. I was like, we're going to get these fights. And we've still got more announcements to be made. There's still some heavyweight mess to sort out. I don't know what is going on in that, but you feel like some announcements there is coming. And it is just onwards and upwards for the sport, really, to be honest. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I would love that Bivol Beterbiev matchup to get made. That would be the one for me. Obviously the Fury undisputed Usyk one, but I think well, anyway, I'll leave it to the boxing lords to figure that out, but I'm satisfied right now, more than satisfied. And you know, right before the Spence Crawford fight, we've got the Ioannoni and Fulton fight. That's another really good fight. And then, you know, we haven't really even had any August announcements, you know. So September 30th, this one will be locked in. Talking about Jermell, look, like he is going through some serious mental struggles right now, okay? And even Jermell said about his brother that he stumbled onto a massive demon, all right? So he's obviously going through some serious stuff right now, which is why it's pretty obvious to see he's not doing too well, which is why I was like, he's not ready to fight, which is why I would have been surprised if he did do it. But nonetheless, that's probably why Jermell steps in. You know, PBC, obviously Canelo signs with PBC, boom, straight away Jermell gets signed, and we have a big fight. So it's great. PBC are running things now, aren't they? I mean, there's the Eddie Hearn. He's got to start making some moves, and these heavyweights have got to start making some moves to really pick the sport up. You know, usually like the heavyweight division is at the forefront, but and I've said before too. I was like, when these bigger fights get made, and either the pay-per-view numbers come out, or the interest grows, or it's a good fight, and the history starts to happen, it can only encourage other fighters to do the same. You know, but obviously Tyson Fury, you know, I don't know, you'd think that he would want to emulate that and get the limelight for himself, but he's really doesn't want to deal with, I think, you know, the slipperiness of Usyk, or just the consequences of maybe even having a really tough fight. You know, that's what it seems like to me. I'm not saying he doesn't think he can beat him, of course he does, but it's probably the most trickiest task out there for him, really, in the heavyweight division, that causes the most risk, that he spoke on in the past, that has given him the most issues. You know, a fast-footed, slippery southpaw with the credentials and you know, accolades that Usyk has. You know, that makes him not want to sign a contract. But anyway, that's it from me. I hope you guys are well. Anyone that is watching the shorts, I've got a couple more of those coming out. And then my mum is in town. She's landing tomorrow morning. So I'll try to get done what I can. But I've got a few things lined up for her. I'm going to catch up with her. It's going to be lovely. And I'll get some videos out when I can. But in the meantime, I hope everyone is good. What is it today? Saturday. Enjoy the Jared Anderson fight tonight. Whatever you're watching, enjoy the next week. 4th of July, actually. Yeah, 4th of July out here in America. So whatever you're doing, enjoy the holidays. Peace and love. Boxing on the edge. I'll see you soon.
Boxing
on the edge.